You're about to discover why 98% of people will die broke, and why the remaining 2% will control more wealth than everyone else combined. The difference isn't what you think. It's not education, it's not connections, it's not luck, it's not even talent. The difference is something so simple, so obvious, that most people completely miss it. And because they miss it, they spend their entire lives working for money instead of having money work for them. Right now, as you're listening to this, there are people your age, with your background, maybe even less education than you, who are making more money in a month than you make in a year. There are people who started with nothing, absolute nothing, who now have more wealth than they can spend in a lifetime. And there are people who seem to attract money like a magnet, no matter what they touch. What do they know that you don't? What are they doing that you're not? What's the secret they discovered that you're still searching for? Here's the truth that will change everything for you. The difference between rich and poor isn't in the doing, it's in the thinking. The difference between wealth and poverty isn't in the working, it's in the believing. The difference between financial freedom and financial struggle isn't in the opportunities, it's in the mindset. Think and grow rich. Those 4 words contain more wealth-building power than every business strategy, every investment technique, every money-making method combined. Because here's what most people don't understand. Your bank account is a printout of your mindset. Your financial situation is a photograph of your beliefs. Your income is a reflection of your identity. If you're broke, it's because you have broke thinking patterns. If you're struggling, it's because you have struggling thought processes. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, it's because that's what your mind has been programmed to accept. Your thoughts created your current financial reality, and your thoughts are the only thing that can change it. Napoleon Hill spent 25 years studying the richest people in America. Andrew Carnegie, who was worth more than Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk combined in today's money, gave him access to the most successful people of that era. Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, John D. Rockefeller, Theodore Roosevelt, Woodrow Wilson, the titans of industry and power. And after interviewing over 500 millionaires and studying their patterns for 2.5 decades, Hill discovered something that shocked him. These people weren't smarter than everyone else. They weren't more talented. They weren't luckier. They weren't born into wealth. Most of them started with absolutely nothing. But they all had one thing in common. One pattern that separated them from the millions of people who stayed poor. They had learned to control their thoughts. They had discovered how to program their minds for wealth. They understood that thinking comes before getting. Believing comes before achieving. Mental creation comes before physical creation. Every single thing in your life right now started as a thought in someone's mind. The device you're using right now, the clothes you're wearing, the building you're in, the car you drive. Everything started in the invisible world of thought before it became visible in the physical world. And your financial situation is no different. Your current income started as a thought pattern. Your current lifestyle started as a belief system. Your current limitations started as mental programming. And if you want to change your financial reality, you have to first change your mental reality. But here's where most people get it wrong. They think positive thinking is enough. They think if they just visualize money, it will appear. They think if they just affirm abundance, their bank account will grow. They think if they just believe hard enough, wealth will materialize. That's not how it works. Thinking is the starting point, not the ending point. Believing is the foundation, not the finished building. Mental programming is the blueprint, not the completed structure. You have to think and grow rich, think and take action, think and do the work, think and make the investments, think and build the skills, think and create the value, think and serve the people, think and persist through the failures. The thinking part programs your mind for success. The action part makes the success real. Your mind is the most powerful wealth-creating tool you have, but most people use it backwards. They focus on what they don't want instead of what they do want. They think about their problems instead of their possibilities. They concentrate on their limitations instead of their potential. Rich people think differently. They focus their minds on wealth, abundance, and opportunity. They think about solutions instead of problems. They concentrate on what's possible instead of what's impossible. They program their minds for success instead of failure. Poor people think about money all wrong. They think money is hard to get. They think you have to work hard for money. They think there's not enough to go around. They think rich people are greedy or dishonest. They think money is the root of all evil. And these thoughts keep them broke. Rich people understand money correctly. They know money is just energy. They know money is just a tool. They know money flows to those who provide the most value. They know wealth is created, not just earned. They know abundance is available to anyone who thinks abundantly. Your beliefs about money were programmed into you before you were 7 years old. Your parents, your family, your teachers, your community told you what to believe about wealth, and most of what they told you was wrong. Most of what they believed keeps people poor. If your family was poor, they taught you poor thinking patterns. If your parents struggled with money, they passed their money struggles to you. If the people around you believed wealth was for other people, you learned to believe wealth was for other people. You inherited their financial programming. But here's the good news. Programming can be changed. Beliefs can be updated. Thought patterns can be reprogrammed. Mental software can be upgraded. You don't have to stay stuck with the money beliefs you inherited. You can choose new beliefs. You can install new programming. You can think new thoughts. This is the real work of getting rich. Not finding the perfect opportunity. Not discovering the secret strategy. Not learning the magic technique. The real work is reprogramming your mind. Upgrading your beliefs, changing your identity, becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts wealth. Let me tell you about a man who understood this principle. His name was Colonel Sanders. At 62 years old, he was broke, living on Social Security. His restaurant had failed. Most people would have given up. But Colonel Sanders had a different mindset. He believed his chicken recipe was worth millions. So he got in his car and drove around the country. He slept in the back seat. He ate beans from a can. He knocked on restaurant doors and cooked his chicken for owners to taste. He was rejected 1,009 times. 1,009 times people told him no. But on attempt number 1,010, someone said yes. Today, KFC is worth billions of dollars. Colonel Sanders became a millionaire because he refused to accept the limitations that everyone else accepted. He thought differently. He believed differently. He persisted differently. That's the power of the right mindset. That's what happens when you truly understand how to think and grow rich. Your thoughts become your reality when you combine them with relentless action. Rich people have a completely different relationship with money than poor people. They see money as abundant, not scarce. They see money as flowing, not fixed. They see money as energy that can be directed, not something that's limited. They see themselves as creators of wealth, not just earners of income. Poor people see money as scarce. They see money as limited. They see money as something you work for, not something you create. They see themselves as victims of the economy, not masters of their financial destiny. These different perspectives create completely different results. Your perspective creates your reality. Your viewpoint determines your experience. Your mental position controls your life position. Change your perspective. Change your life. Change your viewpoint. Change your results. Change your mental position. Change your life position. But changing your perspective isn't enough. You also have to change your actions. You have to align your behavior with your new beliefs. You have to act like the wealthy person you want to become. You have to do what rich people do. Think what rich people think. Believe what rich people believe. Rich people invest their money and spend what's left. Poor people spend their money and invest what's left. This one difference alone will determine whether you become wealthy or stay poor. Rich people pay themselves first. They take 10 to 20% of every dollar they earn and invest it before they pay any bills or buy anything else. Poor people pay everyone else first. They pay the rent, the utilities, the car payment, the credit cards. Then they hope there's something left over to save. But they're never island. There's always another expense, another emergency, another reason why they can't invest. Rich people buy assets that put money in their pocket. Poor people buy liabilities that take money out of their pocket. Rich people buy stocks, bonds, real estate, businesses, things that generate income. Poor people buy cars, furniture, clothes, gadgets, things that cost money to maintain. Rich people focus on increasing their income. Poor people focus on cutting their expenses. Now, both are important. But rich people understand that there's only so much you can cut. But there's no limit to how much you can earn. They focus their energy on making more money, not just spending less money. Rich people see problems as opportunities. Poor people see problems as obstacles. When rich people encounter a problem, they ask, "How can I solve this and make money doing it?" When poor people encounter a problem, they complain about it and hope someone else will fix it. Rich people ask, "How can I afford it?" Poor people say, "I can't afford it." When rich people want something, they figure out how to get it. They get creative. They find a way. Poor people just accept that they can't have it and move on. Rich people think long term. Poor people think short term. Rich people are willing to sacrifice today for a better tomorrow. They'll work long hours, live below their means, and invest their money instead of spending it. Poor people want instant gratification. They want what they want right now. Rich people educate themselves about money. Poor people avoid learning about money. Rich people read books about investing, business, and wealth creation. They attend seminars. They take courses. They hire mentors and coaches. Poor people think money is complicated and avoid learning about it. Rich people surround themselves with other successful people. Poor people surround themselves with other unsuccessful people. Rich people know that you become like the people you spend the most time with, so they choose their friends carefully. Rich people take responsibility for their financial results. Poor people blame others for their financial problems. Rich people believe they control their destiny. Poor people believe they're victims of circumstances. Rich people focus on what they can control. Poor people focus on what they can't control. Which category do you fit into? Which patterns describe your current thinking? Which behaviors match your current actions? Because wherever you are financially right now is the direct result of your thinking patterns up to this point. If you want different results, you need different thoughts. If you want a different life, you need a different mindset. If you want different outcomes, you need different programming. This isn't about positive thinking. This is about accurate thinking. This is about thinking the way wealthy people actually think. Let me share another story with you. There was a young man named Andrew Carnegie who came to America with nothing. He didn't speak English. He had no money, no connections, no education. He got a job as a telegraph operator making pennies a day. But Carnegie had something that most people don't have. He had a burning desire to become wealthy. He studied successful people. He learned everything he could about business. He saved every penny he could and invested it wisely. Carnegie started buying railroad stocks. Then he got into the oil business, then steel. By the time he died, he was the richest man in the world. He gave away more money than most people will ever see. And it all started with a thought, a decision, a commitment to wealth. Carnegie understood that wealth is first created in the mind, then manifested in reality. He programmed his mind for success before success ever showed up in his life. That's the secret. That's how you think and grow rich. Your subconscious mind is like a computer. It runs whatever program you install. If you install a poverty program, it will create poverty results. If you install a wealth program, it will create wealth results. Your current financial program was installed when you were young, but you can install a new program anytime you choose. Every morning when you wake up, you have a choice. You can run your old financial program or install a new one. You can think the same thoughts that got you where you are, or think new thoughts that will take you where you want to go. You can believe the same beliefs that created your current situation, or adopt new beliefs that will create your desired situation. Most people wake up and immediately start running their old programs. They think the same thoughts they thought yesterday. They focus on the same problems they focused on last week. They believe the same limitations they believed last month, and then they wonder why nothing changes in their life. Rich people deliberately program their minds every single day. They choose their thoughts carefully. They direct their focus intentionally. They select their beliefs consciously. They know their mind is their most valuable asset, so they invest time and energy in programming it properly. You need to start programming your mind for wealth. Every morning, before you check your phone, before you get out of bed, spend time visualizing your financial goals. See yourself living the wealthy lifestyle you desire. Feel the emotions of financial freedom. Experience the joy of abundance. Make it real in your mind. See the specific house you want to live in. Feel yourself driving the car you want to own. Experience the freedom of not worrying about money. Imagine the peace that comes with financial security. The more real you make it in your mind, the more real it becomes in your life. But don't just visualize, also affirm. Speak positive statements about your financial future. Say things like, "Money comes to me easily and frequently." Say, "I am a magnet for wealth and abundance." Say, "I deserve to be financially free." Your subconscious mind listens to everything you say and works to make it true. Write down your financial goals. Be specific about how much money you want to earn, save, and invest. Set deadlines for achieving these goals. Create detailed plans for reaching them. Your mind works best when it has clear, specific targets to focus on. Don't just write, "I want to be rich." Write, "I will have a net worth of $1 million by the 31st of December, 2030. Don't just write, "I want more money." Write, "I will earn $10,000 per month in passive income from my investments by my 40th birthday." The more specific you are, the more real it becomes to your subconscious mind. And the more real it is to your subconscious mind, the harder it works to make it happen in reality. Study wealthy people. Learn their strategies. Understand their thinking patterns. Model their behaviors. Successful people leave clues. They share their secrets. They explain their methods. You just have to be willing to learn from them. Most wealthy people are happy to share what they know. They've written books. They've given interviews. They've spoken at conferences. They've created courses. The information is out there. You just have to seek it out and apply it. Surround yourself with people who support your financial goals. Spend time with people who are already wealthy or working toward wealth. Avoid people who have negative attitudes about money or success. Your environment shapes your thinking. Choose your environment carefully. If you hang around broke people, you'll think like broke people. If you hang around wealthy people, you'll start thinking like wealthy people. If you hang around complainers, you'll become a complainer. If you hang around achievers, you'll become an achiever. Invest in your financial education. Learn about money, investing, and business. Take courses about wealth building. Attend seminars about financial success. Listen to content about entrepreneurship. The more you know about money, the better you'll be at creating it. Most schools don't teach you about money. They teach you to be an employee, not an entrepreneur. They teach you to work for money, not how to make money work for you. So you have to educate yourself. You have to take responsibility for your own financial education. Take action every single day toward your financial goals. Even small actions compound over time. Make phone calls, send emails, research opportunities, network with successful people, learn new skills, create new products, serve more customers. Every action moves you closer to wealth. But remember, the action starts in your mind. Before you can do different things, you have to think different thoughts. Before you can have different results, you have to hold different beliefs. Before you can become wealthy in reality, you have to become wealthy in your mind. Your identity determines your income. Your self-image controls your success. Your internal picture creates your external results. If you see yourself as poor, you'll be poor. If you see yourself as struggling, you'll struggle. If you see yourself as wealthy, you'll find ways to create wealth. Start seeing yourself as a wealthy person right now. Not when you have money, not when you achieve your goals, right now. Walk like a wealthy person, talk like a wealthy person. Think like a wealthy person, make decisions like a wealthy person. Your identity will create your reality. How does a wealthy person walk? With confidence, with purpose, with certainty. How does a wealthy person talk? They speak with authority. They're decisive. They don't apologize for their success. How does a wealthy person think? They think abundantly. They see opportunities everywhere. They believe in their ability to create wealth. Wealthy people make different decisions than poor people. They decide to invest instead of spend. They decide to learn instead of be entertained. They decide to take risks instead of play it safe. They decide to build assets instead of just work for income. Every decision either moves you toward wealth or away from wealth. What decisions have you made about your money? What choices have you made about your time? What commitments have you made about your future? Your current financial situation is the result of all your past decisions. Your future financial situation will be the result of your current decisions. Every day, you make dozens of financial decisions. Do you buy coffee or make it at home? Do you eat out or cook at home? Do you buy the expensive car or the reliable used one? Do you spend money on entertainment or invest it in your future? These small decisions add up to big results. Rich people make decisions based on long-term consequences. Poor people make decisions based on immediate gratification. Rich people ask, how will this decision affect my financial future? Poor people ask, how will this make me feel right now? Decide right now that you're going to be wealthy. Not hope, not wish, not try. Decide. Make a firm, irrevocable commitment to achieving financial freedom. Burn the bridges to your old financial life. Eliminate the option of staying poor. Commit completely to becoming rich. This is the most important decision you'll ever make. It's the decision that will change everything. Because once you truly decide to be wealthy, once you make that commitment at a deep level, your mind will start working for you instead of against you. Most people never make a real decision about wealth. They make preferences. They say they want to be rich, but they're not committed to doing what it takes. They want the results without paying the price. They want the rewards without meeting the requirements. Real decisions have consequences. When you really decide to be wealthy, you'll start doing things differently. You'll start thinking differently. You'll start choosing differently. You'll become a different person. and that different person will create different results. Rich people make real decisions. When they decide to be wealthy, they're all in. They're committed no matter what. They'll do whatever it takes for however long it takes until they succeed. They understand that half-hearted commitment produces half-hearted results. Look at any successful entrepreneur. Look at any wealthy person. They all made a decision at some point. They decided they were going to succeed no matter what. They decided failure wasn't an option. They decided they would persist until they achieved their goals. Are you ready to make a real decision? Are you ready to commit completely to your financial goals? Are you ready to do whatever it takes? Because if you're not ready, you'll stay exactly where you are. If you're not committed, nothing will change. Here's what commitment looks like. Commitment means you'll work when you don't feel like working. Commitment means you'll save when you want to spend. Commitment means you'll invest when you're afraid to take risks. Commitment means you'll persist when others quit. Commitment means you'll get up early and stay up late if that's what it takes. Commitment means you'll learn new skills even when it's hard. Commitment means you'll make sacrifices now for rewards later. Commitment means you'll do whatever it takes to succeed. The time for wishing is over. The time for hoping is finished. The time for trying is done. Now is the time for deciding. Now is the time for committing. Now is the time for doing. Your wealthy life is waiting for you to claim it. But you have to claim it. Wealth won't come to you. You have to go to wealth. You have to pursue it. You have to earn it. You have to deserve it. You have to become the kind of person who naturally attracts wealth. You have everything you need to succeed. You have a powerful mind that can create any reality you choose. You have access to all the information you need. You have opportunities all around you. The only question is, will you use what you have? Most people have everything they need to be wealthy, but they don't use it. They have a mind, but they don't program it for success. They have opportunities, but they don't take advantage of them. They have potential, but they don't develop it. Don't be like most people. Use what you have, develop your potential, program your mind, take advantage of opportunities, create the wealth you deserve, build the life you want. Become the person you're capable of becoming. Think and grow rich. It's not just a concept. It's not just a book title. It's a proven formula for creating wealth. It's worked for millions of people over the past century, and it will work for you if you work it. The formula is simple. Think wealthy thoughts. Believe you deserve wealth. Act like a wealthy person. Make wealthy decisions. Take wealthy actions. Persist until you succeed. That's it. That's the formula. But simple doesn't mean easy. Most people won't do it. Most people will keep thinking the same thoughts that got them where they are. Most people will keep making the same decisions that created their current situation. Most people will keep taking the same actions that produce their current results. But you're not most people. You're listening to this because you want more. You want better. You want different. You're ready to think and grow rich. You're ready to change your financial destiny. You're ready to create wealth. Start today. Start right now. Begin programming your mind for wealth. Start thinking like rich people think. Start believing what rich people believe. Start doing what rich people do. Your transformation begins the moment you decide to transform. The wealthy life you've always wanted is just a thought away. The financial freedom you've dreamed about is just a decision away. The abundance you deserve is just a commitment away. Think and grow rich. Your time is now. Remember, wealth is not just about money. Wealth is about freedom. Freedom to do what you want, when you want, with whom you want. Freedom to live on your own terms. Freedom to make choices based on what you want, not what you can afford. Wealth is about impact. When you're wealthy, you can help more people. You can support the causes you care about. You can make a difference in the world. You can leave a legacy. Wealth gives you the resources to create positive change. Wealth is about security. When you're wealthy, you don't worry about paying bills. You don't stress about emergencies. You don't lose sleep over money. You have peace of mind. You have confidence in your future. This is what you're really working toward. Not just money in the bank, but the freedom, impact, and security that wealth provides. This is what makes all the effort worthwhile. This is what makes the journey worth taking. Think and grow rich. Your wealthy future starts with your thoughts today.